Today, we're going to discuss about a very interesting topic. Eclipse. This is an eclipse. This is also an eclipse. Here's another one. And another one. So, what is an eclipse? Eclipse is derived from a Greek word which is eclipsis, which means downfall or fail to appear. In a general sense, we can say that to be eclipsed means to be covered by something, which in this case refers to the moon blocking the sunlight reaching the earth and the earth blocking the sunlight reaching the moon. Generally, there are two types of eclipses that we can witness from our planet: solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. Let's get into each of them. Solar eclipse is when the moon comes between the earth and the sun, which as a result covers the sunlight reaching the earth and slightly darkens the regions of earth due to the moon's shadow. Solar eclipse happens only during a new moon. But why don't we see solar eclipses every new moon? There's a very interesting reason to it. The moon's orbit wobbles, changing the placement of a shadow. Sometimes the shadow is too high above the earth, and sometimes it is just too low. For an eclipse to occur, it must be just right. Just like this. During the solar eclipse, the moon forms three types of shadows on the earth, each which gives us different types of eclipses: the umbra, penumbra, and antumbra. This is how a total solar eclipse looks like. It can be viewed only from the umbral region of the shadow, which is obviously really small. The outer layer of the sun, which shows up during the eclipse, is called corona, which is really interesting for scientists, for various researchers. Partial solar eclipse is when the moon covers only some part of the sun. This eclipse looks like the moon took out a bite of the sun. It can be seen from the penumbral regions of the shadow. Annular solar eclipse, a very interesting one to be honest. This looks really similar to the total solar eclipse, but it is different because the moon is at apogee, which is the farthest distance from the earth. This eclipse can be viewed from the antumbral region. This one is a hybrid solar eclipse, or it can also be called as annular total solar eclipse. It is the rarest eclipse, and both can be viewed at different periods in different regions of the same day. Now, for the lunar eclipse, when the earth comes between the moon and the sun, covering the sunlight from reaching the moon, it is called as lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse has two different shadows, penumbra and umbra. While in penumbra, we can see partial lunar eclipse, and when the moon shifts from penumbra to umbra, we can then see a total lunar eclipse. It only occurs during a full moon night and only when sun, earth, and moon are in a straight line. When the sunlight passes through the earth, the particles in the earth's atmosphere only allow red light to pass through it, which is then refracted towards the moon, giving it a reddish color. So normally it is often called as blood moon.